Hello and welcome. It is I, Sylvia Hartmann, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the sea. And I'm here today with my little energy men and a wonderful topic, the unconditional woohoo in energy relationships. So that's going to be fun. But before we get into this, I am going to say a lovely hello this morning to Lioness of Gaia. Hello, Liam from Scotland. Hello, Liam. And Marianne is here with me this morning from Germany as well. And everyone else who is watching across time and space and all the manifold dimensions. Welcome. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm delighted that you are here. Because if you weren't here, I'd be here all alone. That would be terribly sad. Yeah, it's been an awesome week. There's been lots and lots of things going on. I'm still completely blown away from my personal Star Matrix Pro practice session. That was an amazing experience, but that has to stay a story for another day. Oh, and the community energist is continuing to be the gift that keeps on giving. And it's just really, really wonderful to see that there's like normal people out there being really excited about what modern energy can bring to their lives and how it can absolutely contribute to a happier life. Good morning, Carol, superstar. Hello. Yeah, so in fact, I was kind of just talking about you as one of those wonderful people. As you said to your people, one of the first 25 people in the world who are going out and doing these energy clubs and learning things, because it's an amazing learning curve. Once you start going beyond self-help and explaining energy to other people, there's this whole other realm of learning that opens up as they give feedback and react and ask questions. And it's a huge expansion from self-help out to talking to other people. It's something that just came across my path this morning. I know this energy healer, and I said to them the other day, so do you tell people you're an energy healer when you go out and meet people? And that person went, oh, no, I would never do that. They would just freak out. And I just laughed. I said, I don't know. Yeah, perhaps they did during the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody likes the Spanish Inquisition. But today, if you say you're an energy healer, people just go, oh, okay. Because that's harmless compared to some of the activities that people get up to and some of the names that they call themselves. So if you actually are an energy healer, or whatever it is that you are, that you think of yourself as what you are, well, start telling people that that is what you are. Don't hide it. Don't think that people will freak out and, I don't know, start bringing out the pitchforks and the burning torches. Those days are long past, especially in I'm now addressing here the Western world. If you are living in a country where this is obviously forbidden or dangerous, please check your own local laws on the topic. I don't want to get anybody into trouble. I'm talking about the Western world here, America, England, Germany, France, Italy, those sort of places, Spain. modern places where people are doing modern things and where such a thing as modern energy is perfectly acceptable, logical, and it's just something that people do. So, yeah, that could also be a topic for another day. So, I'm just going to say, welcome to Marnie. Hello, Marnie in LA. Is that Los Angeles? I hope it is. And yeah, welcome. Welcome to the show. Okay, shall we get right into it? Shall we get right into the story of the unconditional woohoo? I think so. Yeah, might as well. So it's about 10 years ago, I met my current partner. And that was the first relationship in my life that I've had with another adult human being of the opposite sex, where right from the start, the modern energy chart was known. And so these are these little people here. And if you don't know what that is, and you have no idea, and you've wandered into this story from somewhere, please go to goe.ac and download my free book, The Energy Revolution. Please download that for free and have a read of it. And then you will also know what the modern energy chart is, what that's all about, and why that is the absolute foundation of all that we do in modern energy. Because these little people here, they are one person. It could be me, could be you, could be your partner, could be your child. And when they enter different kind of energy states, they will experience different emotions. They will think differently, act differently, and behave differently. And that's really important to understand. And what we're trying to do in modern energy is to move people up the modern energy chart towards better energy states. So, wherever you are, there's always an up to go towards. That's what we're trying to do. And we achieve better energy states by taking better care of our living energy bodies. And in fact, in the community energist, we have this wonderful question, which is, what is the most important part of you that receives the least amount of attention? And in the mind, body, spirit triad, that would be the spirit part, the living energy body. Because we have grown up in these civilizations that don't believe, or they don't even know, the living energy body exists, our energy bodies, our spirits, have been neglected, they've been starved, they've been abused, and nobody even knows this is going on. That's crazy. So we're trying to, I am trying to bring with modern energy the logic of love and emotions back into scientific thinking, back into the world of human beings. So they start paying more attention to their living energy bodies. Now, in an ideal world, we should be paying attention to mind, body, and spirit in the same way. But as things are at the moment, and after a lifetime of neglect, we really need to pay more attention to our living energy bodies. And we connect to our living energy bodies through our emotions. And so we have the modern energy chart, which basically says that you'll become a different version of yourself when you become stressed. And you also become a better version of yourself when you become happier, when there's better energy flow through your energy body and you feel these happy emotions, these empowering, happy emotions. So my partner, who had never done any kind of mind, body, spirit, or personal development, or NLP, or anything like that in his life, on the very first time he actually came into my house, he saw a modern energy chart lying open on the kitchen table as I was making him a cup of tea. And he looked at that and he was fascinated by it. And also, he immediately understood it. And not just that, it answered that question, what the hell is wrong with me? that he's been carrying inside himself for a long, long time. And what was wrong with him was that he was very, very stressed under many occasions and circumstances. And when you are very stressed, then you become emotionally unstable. You become physically unstable. Your immune system is compromised, and you can get all sorts of illnesses and diseases that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten. Clearly, you can't think clearly, so you can make bad decisions. Then we have the emotional disturbances from anger to panic and fear and anxiety and dread. And all those things are not in and of itself the problems, they're just the symptoms of stress, and especially of chronic stress. So he saw that, he understood it right away, and he also understood the validity of that and the hope that lies in that. Because we can change our energy body states. We can certainly move towards, or say, all right, I want to move towards having better energy flow. And there are ways of doing that. There are techniques and methods to improve our energy flow, our happiness. And there's, of course, all these things that already make us happy, and we know they do. And now we can start activating those in a much more meaningful and goal-orientated manner. And that is like really important. So from the get-go, the modern energy chart was a part of our relationship. And I cannot begin to say what a huge difference that has made over the last 10 years. I don't know how many cat fights we haven't had, because there is this understanding that essentially, and when we're pretty high in energy, that our couple bubble, when our energy systems become into sync and we become as a couple more than the sum of our parts. And in this couple bubble, we can exchange ideas without having to speak. And it's a really satisfying experience to be in a couple bubble where both people are energy high together at the same time. And these two things, the absence of the fighting on the one hand, and the presence of this, I want to be energy higher. I want to be in this couple bubble. When we are in it, we are having fun. There's laughter. There's all sorts of crazy ideas. There's all sorts of joy and just good things happening for everyone concerned. Just that understanding has made an enormous difference, And I really recommend for everyone, whether they're a parent, a dog owner, a horse trainer, or whether they are in a relationship with friends, family, relations, to download the Revolution or even 7 Tips for Happiness. Both of them have a modern energy chart in them that you can print it out and hang it up on the fridge where every member of your household can see it every time they open the fridge. Well, if you're really into weight loss, that sort of thing, and being energy high can also help with eating and all that stuff. But yeah, just hang it on the fridge and make it a part of your life, because I can absolutely attest over 10 years, this has changed everything. So with that being out of the way, and I apologize if this is no news to you and you know this already, I had to sort of frame it in case somebody comes in who's new to modern energy and doesn't know what we're doing here. Now, once it is established that the goal really of the relationship is to be both of you being energy high at the same time, once that's established, you have a different first, you have a different goal. The goal isn't to be right or to win a fight or an argument or to dominate the other or gaslight them or play sort of petty petty games of power struggles. That's not the goal anymore. The goal is no longer to win. The goal is to both of you be energy high at the same time, because that's when the magic happens. That's when the answer, well, why should I even be in a relationship, blatantly becomes revealed, because you're having more fun and more freedom in the context of that relationship, more power than you would have on your own. And this applies not just to a normal couple bubble between loving adults. It applies exactly the same if you are a mother with a child, if you are a rider with a horse, if you are a trainer of a dog. It's not about domination. It's about getting into these high energy states where you, two of you, become more than the sum of your parts, and life is fantastic and magic happens. And this is achievable. It's achievable. But many, I mean, um, I'm waiting my invitation for the Council of the Elders. So this is not my first rodeo as far as relationships are concerned. And of course, we have learned all sorts of patterns in relationships from our parents, from our own experiences, even what we see in movies and television. We learn all sorts of patterns that are actually quite, well, should we say destructive? Yeah, destructive to this idea of being high energy, both of you being high energy together at the same time. And the other day I spotted this pattern, and and here we come into the topic title. So I was doing some gardening and thinking about some things, and all of a sudden I had a light bulb moment. Bing! And I was like, woohoo! Oh my God, I've had an idea. So I rushed inside, and my partner was there making a cup of tea, and I said, I've just had a brilliant idea. And he went, oh dear. Oh no. And I was instantly like just totally deflated, instantly, from ooh to oh. And I sort of just hung my head. And if I had ears, they would have hung down. And if I had a tail, it would have dragged behind me on the floor, and I turned around and I walked away. And as I'm just about to get out the door, I stopped and I turned around and I said, hey, here's what just happened. I was really energy high. I came in. I said I had a brilliant idea. And you just didn't respond in the way you responded caused me just to instantly just fall down on the energy chart, being all depressed now. And that doesn't need to be that way. What I need you to do is, when I come in all excited and I have a new idea, give me an unconditional woohoo. Just that. You don't have to be afraid that I'm now going to spend ages telling you about my idea or anything else, or whether you're encouraging a bad idea or anything like that. It's just about that moment when somebody comes up to you and says, oh, I've got a brilliant idea. Or a little child runs up, Mommy, look, I've painted a picture. It's those moments where you need the unconditional woohoo. It doesn't matter if the picture the child has painted is dreadful. It doesn't matter if my idea really sucks. It's not about that. It's about like doing the right thing, energetically speaking, for the relationship, for the sake of the relationship, doing the right thing, keeping your partner in that relationship energy high, because that's good for the relationship. Now, we can go all Freudian and say, now, why did my partner do that? You know, didn't want to hurt me, didn't want to put me down. this is sort of a thing that he probably learned in his own family when anybody came up and said, "Oh, I've got a good idea," that some snarky comment would be made like, "Oh yeah, hold on to it so it doesn't get away," or you know, "Oh dear, oh dear, oh, not another good idea. Oh God, you had one the other week already," or something like that. A lot of people react to an excited person coming in that unhelpful, snarky way. And that was just reflexive. So, and obviously, my partner doesn't want me to be depressed or unhappy. So he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't, it just came out." So I said, "Let's just do take two." And here again, if you don't have that energy paradigm in your relationship, when have you ever heard people doing that? Take two. The same situation. Let's do it again. Let's improve upon it. So let's just take two. So I went back out in the garden. I reconnected with my good idea. And yeah, it was a brilliant idea, actually. I raised my energy again, came back in and said, "I had a brilliant idea." My partner said, "Woohoo!" And that was such an additional rush. I'm just grinning from ear to ear as I'm re-feeling that. That was just the right thing to do to keep me, actually, to make me even energy higher. It was awesome. And I didn't feel the need to tell him all about the idea. The magic, as it were, had happened just in that moment as I got the right response. I often liken that to being in a tennis match and you're returning the shot so that the game can continue. A bit like that. But anyway, so I was delighted. I was delighted that he had given me the unconditional woohoo, that he had played that game with me and gave him a hug, and he was happy and I was happy. And then I went along and did my idea. So yeah, I would love to hear what you think about the unconditional woohoo. Whether you've had some sort, let me know here in the comments if you've had experiences like that, where you've come in with something and just got shut down and just this sad, lonely, sinking feeling. And you see, the other thing is, as I was walking out the door, dragging my tail behind me, I had all these thoughts. Oh, he doesn't love me. He doesn't care for me. He wants to squish me. Oh, poor me, poor me. Nobody wants to hear my good ideas. And that I think it was at that point that I just stopped and turned around and said, "No, no, 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 no. Something bad just happened here. Um, it's not anybody's fault. It's just we learned these things all wrong when we were young, and we learned these things all wrong because those people, they didn't know about energy. They didn't know how it works, but we do. We do know how it works, and we can make a difference." Ah. Okay, so yeah, I've just got lost here in the comments there for a moment. So the unconditional woohoo is a example of responding in an energy intelligent way. Energy intelligence is 1,000 times better than emotional intelligence, especially out there in the wide world where we have emotional intelligence but no definition of what an emotion actually is. So I like to talk about energy intelligence instead. And the fact is that the more energy any creature has that you are having a relationship with, the better the relationship is going to be, and the better the version of that being becomes. The more intelligent, the more loving, the more connected, the more cooperative, just more fun to be around and to have a good time with. Yeah, and so I really would love to encourage us all to pay much more attention in these sort of games that we play in our relationships, the tennis matches, when there are these profound losses of energy, when that happens, that you get upset with Aunt Betty because of a comment about the potato salad, and you swear you'll never talk to her again, just to become really aware of this. And, here's also another weird thing about this thing. I'm just going to see here. Marnie says, yes, for sure, words can be very deflating. I'm guilty of not using the right words to support others' energy. Yeah, it's not really so much about the words, Marnie, but I absolutely applaud you. Round of applause for Marnie, that you are thinking that way. It's not about the words, it's really more about the energy, which is why the unconditional woohoo is literally a sound that you make rather than a string of words. So I had a brilliant idea. And my partner's father always used to say something snarky. Hold on to it so it doesn't run away from you. Or, oh, not another one. So he's like, no, I don't want to say that. But what should I say instead? And if he doesn't know what to say, this then creates a big pause, which is also terrifying and deflating. I've had a brilliant idea. Stony silence. Mew. So that woohoo, that's just a sound. I've had a brilliant idea. Woohoo! Job done. Mummy, look, I've painted a picture. Wow! Woohoo! Wow is another wolf. It's just a sound. It's not really a word. So many occasions we don't need to go into a long psycho chat, psycho talk, or find the right words, just the right. You could just do gestures or a smile, even just a smile. I've had a brilliant idea. Or, just raising energy in conversations with other people isn't all about the words. It's about your energetic reaction. And the unconditional woohoo is just easy. It's easy and it's something with practice that you get to do. And actually just saying, woohoo, woohoo, try that. Just have a go. It's just do it with me. Woohoo! And clap your hands. Woohoo! And you feel that just from nowhere raises your energy a little. But if somebody comes in and brings this excited, happy energy, see, and the unconditional part, this is important. This just sprang to mind. So my partner is crazy about motorbikes. He absolutely loves motorbikes. This is his thing, his favorite thing in the world. Riding them, repairing them, talking about them, using them, loving them, hugging them, kissing them. He loves motorbikes. And so often he will shout out in great excitement, oh my God, I've just seen this brilliant XYZ 5000 Z95 over there. And I have literally no idea what that is. But I can sense his energy about this thing. It doesn't matter what it is. There's this energy, and I can respond with woohoo without having to know anything about that. But I can acknowledge the fact that he's excited by that, rather than to flatten him down or snark him down or slow the whole thing down by saying, I don't even know what an RX with number is, or anything like that. Just the woohoo in that instant is, I swear to God, this is one of the examples of a stitch in time saves 9. It doesn't probably need to be a long drawn out conversation. Boring to him, a conversation about my idea. or boring to me, a long conversation about this particular model of motorbike. Doesn't have to be at all. Doesn't need to happen because we've done the woohoo. He can go on and look out for the next beautiful motorbike, and I can wander off and do something with my brilliant idea, write an article about it, or send a message to the staff group, or call a meeting, whatever needs to be done next in its own context. And in that way, you can have totally different interests and still have a very powerful couple bubble and have wonderful experiences. It's just such a beautiful thing. Let's have a look. Carol says, I really like the woohoo. Woohoo! I'm going to use that and see what happens. Okay, do try to not be too sarcastic with the woohoo. A sarcastic woohoo is just as useless, really, as the old snarky comments. So, hey, I've just, I don't know, just discovered a new atom. Woohoo! Try and raise that energy and make it sincere and make it a real woohoo. Make it a good woohoo. Marnie says, we'll try it. Woohoo! Well, there are other applications for my unconditional woohoo. There are all sorts of other things that you can do with energy. And one little game that I love to play, which is when I see something, watching a movie or something, I really like it, I will say to my partner, can I have a quarry? And when I first started doing this, he was like, no, you can't have a quarry. We can't afford to buy a quarry. Quarries are extremely impractical. What do you want a quarry for? These are all the normal societal responses when a child says, can I have a lollipop? No, of course you can't. Bad for your teeth. Terrible. Go away. No, 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 no. Energy blocking all the time. Ugh. Yuck. I wonder what. Never mind. But yeah, so I'm looking at something like, can I have a spaceship? And he now responds with, of course you can, darling. And I go, woohoo! Hey, solved. Energy thing solved. Can I have a spaceship? Yes, of course you can, darling. Can I have a cattle ranch in Texas? Of course you can. Woohoo! These are all things that make no sense when you don't take energy and emotions into consideration. But when you do, that makes all the difference. This is a nice comment. Lioness says, haha, yes, very fun. Only real woohoos. Yes, only real woohoos are real woohoos. This is an energy thing. It's real. And if you don't feel it, it's not real. And that's it. That's our energy intelligence, isn't it? I do want to bring up a client I had, and if you've ever been one of these people who's treated clients, you'll probably have heard a story like this. This person had a huge problem with creativity, and this, back in the day, we did trauma work, and so this went back to a story of when they were young, and they'd made a ceramic pig in an art class at school. And they were so excited by it, so proud of it. And they ran home to show it to their mum. And the mum just took it away without even commenting on it and hid it behind a curtain on the kitchen windowsill and went along as though nothing had ever happened at all. And he was so downhearted and deflated by that. And when I had my woohoo discovery with my partner, that flashed into my mind. And I thought, I wonder how many of these lifelong traumas could be avoided if people were just a little bit more energy aware, and rather than getting hung up on the words so much, paid a little bit more attention to the energy events that are happening. And so, yeah, that's Ilka. Good morning, my darling. It is just a beautiful thing to show a little bit of awareness for the people around us. I love the woohoo too. Yes, the unconditional woohoo. I love it too. It's a wonderful thing. Energy awareness transforms relationships. There is no doubt in my mind about that. It allows relationships to flourish, to become so much less stressful. So much less stressful. At the moment, we're having these court cases with two people that I probably shouldn't name here on YouTube, but one of them's a pirate and the other one is an actress. And they were in this relationship together, and these horrible fights that these people were having. This is the sort of thing that can be headed off at the pass with just a little bit of energy awareness. Now, of course, you do need there two to tango. If one person is out to destroy the other, they're still going to continue to do that and perhaps have even better tools with energy awareness to try and do that. But this is actually quite rare, very rare, I'd say, and thank God for that. Most of us want to have good relationships with each other, with the world around us, everything. Oh, and that just reminds me of something. Oh, that reminds me of giving the great creative order a round of applause when in moments when its glory and beauty become revealed. This is that's one of those strange energy things. We are these little tiny people. People always say, like, oh, I was standing on the top of the mountain, I felt so tiny like an ant. And I don't feel that way. When I stand on the top of a mountain, I don't feel like an ant. I feel like this expanded being that is a part of this extraordinary universal thing, this experience, this show, this mind-blowing beauty, grandeur. I mean, I just have no words. But I have on occasion, on moments, like the moon coming up over the sea, and I couldn't help myself. I gave the great creative order a round of applause. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. If somebody delights you, if your partner delights you, or the beings that you are with delight you, yeah, give them a round of applause. This is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for being here with me. So, yeah, this is my relationship tip of the week. I'm sure there are many, many more that we could talk about, but that's the one that I really, really wanted to share with you because I thought the unconditional woohoo can do so much. They do so much. In my example with my idea, if I dragged out of that door and thought, oh, my idea is terrible, that would have been like the end of a timeline. The end. But with the unconditional woohoo, this didn't end, but actually was encouraged to go forward and create something new. And create something new. Get more flow into our lives. I mean, this is really what we're looking for. Once we've understood how the modern energy chart works and we've decided we want to get higher, we want to be happier. Once that has happened, it is all about asking yourself, how do we get more flow? Rather than this stop, start, having to stop to energy raise and then fall back down again and then come back up again. We're looking for more of a ongoing flow, like with the dancer who flows from one thing to the next. And that's really what we want to do. So I'm going to invite you for just a short meditation to end this, if you like. Just join me. Assume the heart position, if you will. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's just make that statement of intent. I want to flow through life. And to raise my energy levels, my energy average. So I don't have to walk and stumble anymore, or even run, but actually expand our glorious wings and rise in flight. With the wind of the universal light beneath our wings to help raise us up to where we are meant to be, higher, brighter, faster, much faster, and with much more delight in life, and getting a real sense of life itself and the love of life. And I would like to make the personal dedication that I absolutely want to learn more about finding better ways to get into these higher energy states, towards joy, towards laughter, towards lightness, and above all else, towards delight. This is my will, for me, for us all. And at this point, I would like to say a very personal thank you to my partner, Martin, for his earnest and honest endeavor and his good heart and his daily intention for our relationship to be as good as it can possibly be. And I think he's done a fabulous job. And I have done a fabulous job. We've done a fabulous job. And we have both found the additional energy understanding to be so helpful, to not get stressed out with each other, not get angry with each other, and when we do, to get to come back to a better functioning as soon as possible, and to really understand that we are not in this relationship to hurt each other, but to help each other, uplift each other, and to have more fun in life within this relationship than we could have outside of it. And that is really the key to all manner of relationships. With a little bit of energy awareness, it just gets so much better. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Carol Ann just said, I'm just smiling all the way through this session with the unconditional woohoo. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I'm really hoping that all of us will keep looking out for this, finding these old patterns that we've inherited from people that are designed to squish our loved ones down. And sometimes they just come out of our mouths. And don't beat yourself up for that. Just stop and do take two and say, okay, right, let's do that again. Let's do it afresh, this time with a real woohoo in it. So, my lovelies, thank you so much for having been here today. Please share the knowing and knowledge of the unconditional woohoo. Uh, Dear Lorna, Lorna. Good morning, Lorna. Thank you. That was beautiful. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm so, so glad. And perhaps something that I do want to mention, playing with this stuff, telling your partner about it and playing with it in this light-hearted, fun. This is one of my favorite things about this relationship I have now. There is so much fun and laughter and playfulness in it. That is really uplifting. And that is what keeps us young at heart, I think. Oh, ha ha ha. Marnie says it's 4:44 in the morning for her. I commend you for joining us here, and extra star sparkly blessings for you. And I hope you will have sweet dreams if you catch up on a little more nap. Dear Marianne, I thank you also for being here. And so, yeah, let us just end with my favorite thing at the moment, which is this. We have an amazing physical body. We have a beautiful mind. We have an astonishing, radiant energy body. We are multidimensional beings in the oceans of energy, and our happiness matters. Lots of loves, lots of blessings, and I look forward to seeing you back again here next week for the Energy Show, Sunday Live with Sylvia. Lots of love, and bye for now.